Good morning, guys. Back to the nightmare of stripes. The more I think about it, it's going to be more work to get this scoop straightened around because of the stripes than it is to fix this crap. So, I'm going to fix the original scoop for him. I'm going to use a 2-part epoxy sealer, and I'm going to panel bond it back together with that, and then just sand it. It'll be good. This scoop is going to take 8 hours to get everything stripped off there and cleaned up. Well, I'm about values, so I'm not gonna waste time on it. I'm gonna get his money's worth as quick as possible, just like I do with all jobs. All right, I'm gonna get that prepped, get the panel bond on it, set it off to the side so it'll cure. I forget the time it's gotta cure, but I'll just let it set till tomorrow while I get on to some of the other parts. Come on. Ooh, hey. All right, this is what I'm using. Really good stuff. I've used it on semis and Corvette parts and all kinds of stuff. It works really good for a lot of different things. Just squeeze out a little bit here. These are nice, but if you're only going to use a little bit, I never use the self mixer because they harden up. And if you only use a little bit, then it's kind of a waste. So I just pop that off there, squeeze it out, and then I mix it. Just make sure you get it thoroughly mixed real good. If you've seen the video where I did the letters on the tailgate of the 29 Buick, this is what I used. This stuff, once it's on there, it's on there. You really want to clean it up after you're done putting it on there, because once it's hard, it makes it really tough. All right. I'm gonna squeeze it down in there the best I can here. Like so. And then on the back side, as a added security, I'm going to build this whole corner up. Ain't gonna hurt to have more in there because there's plenty of room. That just gives it strength on both sides. All right, now take a piece of tape here. Get off my finger. Put that like that right there. Just tap it down. Just like that. And then on this side, I'll do the same thing. All that's doing right there is making it a little bit smoother. Make it easier to work out. And that'll also squish it down in the seam better. All right, I'll let that set till tomorrow. I'll peel that off there. I'll sand that to where it's smooth, and I'll be able to use a little bit of spot putty or glazing putty, whatever you want to call it, on that, and it'll be ready to go. All right, I think I'm going to try to bore you guys with some more sanding here. It looks like some issues in a previous paint. Got a couple bubbles. I'm going to sand everything I can with the DA, and then I'm going to come back and hand sand what I can't get to. But I'm going to put you on time lapse. I know it's kind of boring, but hey, that's body work for you. right, that's a good quick rundown of the DA with 320. It sanded out real nice. Down here is just like on the bottom of there. A lot of people don't get a good coverage on it. They don't sand it real good. I ended up stripping it pretty much all the way down to the factory rubber. For the most part, it sanded out pretty good. There was a few issues, like up in here, it was, I don't know if it was come loose from the rubber or what it was, but I ended up stripping it down. I'm going to go over it by hand with 320 to make sure I get all the edges and move on to the next part. All right, enough of that back end stuff. Let's get the front done. Yeah, you can see up underneath is really hard to spray unless you got a lift where you can lift it up and see it real good. But you can see they never even sanded under here. So the bottom of this will probably end up getting stripped down. There are a couple areas somewhere right there where it's gotten some scratches from being in storage and stuff like that. I'll have to feather those out real good, but when you're doing these rubber bumpers and stuff like that, you don't want to get a lot of paint build up because they flex, and then you'll start seeing cracks and stuff like that. Let's see, is there any in this? Stuff like that. Generally right here on the corners, these things will crack. The thicker the paint on rubber, the more issues you're gonna have down the road. Come up and lean against it, it'll crack. Now you can't guarantee it's not gonna do that anyways, but I try to get it to where that paint is as thin as possible with full coverage. Well, when you're repainting, you want to thin that out pretty good. Get it down to where it's not so thick and bulky. So, all right, I'm going to get sanding on this one now. You can see the issues right there. Get my nail up under it. When you don't sand them good enough for an etch, it just flakes off there. That's the reason I'm stripping the whole bottom, because I know that is 99% of the vehicles out there. When they get repainted, this is an area where you don't really see it, so they don't spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm gonna strip this down, that way it's got a good solid base to stick, and go at it that route, get her done. All right, I got the whole bottom done. 320 just wasn't cutting it to strip it off, so I jumped up to 80 grit, got that cut down. All right, new battery, but 80 grit, and I cut it down. Some of it was pretty rough. Now I'm gonna take 80 grit and go around a couple areas like that there. It's scratched pretty deep all the way down, I think. But I'm gonna feather that out with 80 grit, and then I'm gonna go over it with 320 and go around all the edges by hand, and it'll be ready to go. So let me ask you, how many of you are getting bored watching me sand? It's gotta be done though, you know? You can't get the finished product if you don't take the process. Ooh, I hope that's the original color. That's gonna be pretty. Oh yeah. I hope that's the original color. That's gonna be sharp. All right, put you back on time lapse. All right, I got one ding right there that I'm gonna have to take care of. And this had been painted a couple times here, and they didn't unbolt the spoiler, so there was, you can see the different layers. There was a ridge all the way across there. Now it's all feathered out. I'll get some spot putty put on that, get it sanded, and it should be ready for primer. This back here didn't even have the factory blue paint on it. I hate doing the insides of hoods and deck lids, but it's got to be done. It ain't got to be perfect. Like over here, that sticker goes there. If he decides to purchase a replacement sticker, he can stick that right back on there. I'm gonna prime it and then get it under paint. I'm gonna pop these out of here real quick, and it can go over here with this part and be ready to prime. The hood, I still got to do around the three edges of it, but I'm going to look through his spoilers. Actually, no. I'm going to grab his deck lid spoiler and put it on. Not bolt it on, but put it on. And start sanding on it. I'll set it in the holes and that'll give me something to sand on. Oh, yippee. Look what I found. Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit that 80 grit on that and just get it off there. That'll probably go all the way down to the plastic. Stripes. Stick on stripes. That's all right. I'll get it taken care of. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start sanding. All right, let's see how long this takes me. All right, one more piece, ready for primer. Now I'm going to do the ends of the spoiler. These stripes look like they're gonna be a lot easier to take off than those stripes. So I'm gonna work on them. And yes, I'm using a cabinet door. Don't shoot me, Dan. But that's what I got. That's what I'm gonna use. All right. Well, now I get to start sanding on it. I'll tell you what, running this DA all day, every day is starting to get to my arms. All right, guys, getting late in the day again. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little spot putty on a couple spots that I've noticed. One is on the spoiler, just a little bit of issue right on the point. It won't take much, just right there. That on there, I'll let that set till tomorrow and I'll scuff that up. And then right here on the deck lid, right in the center, is a dent right in the middle. That'll be close enough. Now tomorrow I can sand that out and it'll be ready for primer. And I am making headway on this stuff. Let's see, I got the ring that goes onto the breather to do, both mirrors, lower air dam for the front, and let's see, it looks like sort through them and get the best four. And I believe other than that, it's just the fenders. I don't see any major issues with them. Those stripes, yeah. I ain't worried about that on the fenders. I could take them off real easy. Get them covers off and get the lights out. Get them sanded. I'm thinking I just might have this thing under primer by Friday. Today's Wednesday, so I don't know. It'd be nice if everything was under prime by Friday, and then say next week I can go through and do all the block sanding, reprime anything that needs it, block sand that, and get some paint ordered. I hope. All right, well, I put a short up about this truck. If you haven't, go check it out. I have not had a chance to work on this yet this week, since Monday when I come in here. You guys all watch that. If not, go back and watch it. You guys are going to want to subscribe and get your name in on this. if you're interested. If not, subscribe anyways. It don't cost anything. All right, well, I'm gonna lock her up and head to the house. Until tomorrow, have a good evening.